Welcome home, Bitcoin truth seekers. It is Monday. Finally, the scourge of weekend is over. We can get back to work. It is March 7th, 1:19 p.m. here in the Arizona desert. Well, Bitcoin's looking interesting. So, Bitcoin in war, Bitcoin in wartime. Let's see how things are going. BitcoinDailyView.com got more for you there. A lot of things that I use as far as indicators and such, and things that I use and endorse. It's all right there. Go check it out. All right, some news first, then we'll rock through this rather quickly because there's not much news, but there's a lot of news. So, food prices jumped 20.7%, hit record high in February. The food crisis is about to get worse. Food crisis about to get worse after China says winter wheat condition could be the worst in history. For more on this, from Adapt 2030 here, global food price and grain shortage forecast, March 2022. This is really essential knowledge. You should definitely, if you so desire, check this out. I'm posting it in the live chat right now, and also over at Bitcoin Daily View Telegram chat. And if you're not part of the Telegram chat, and you can handle a lot of crap talking and irreverence, come join the team because we got more for you there. All right. These people are evil, says Tim Pool. Tim Pool, a rather cool millennial character. He was commenting on George Takei, Sulu from Star Trek, his comment. So on Twitter, George Takei said, Americans, we can endure higher prices for food and gas if it means putting the screws to Putin. Consider it a patriotic donation in the fight for freedom over tyranny. I'm with Tim Pool. These people are evil. Who's suffering? Civilians, citizens, Americans, Russians, Ukrainians. The citizens are suffering. I'm glad, George, Mr. Sulu, that we can suffer because you dig it, okay? And Cliff High, a very, very wise man. If you don't follow him, I hope that you do. You should know about it. He puts out some great content. Cliff High, definitely a wise elder in this world. He said in response, he said, truth. Evil walks among us. The battle lines are drawn. Look around to see who else is awake. Like the Bitcoin truth seekers, obviously Sulu is in a deep sleep. Anyway, F you, Mr. Sulu. I'm glad you dig people suffering because it makes you happy. You're kind of Stalinistic, aren't you? Anyway, I know. How long? There you go. Next week, I predict George Takei will say that Russians in America should be put in internment camps. And most people who follow him will have no idea. They won't even see the irony that, George Takei is Japanese, if you don't know. Russian banks turn to China's UnionPay after Visa MasterCard suspension. Saudi Crown Prince gives Biden the cold shoulder. I do not care what he thinks. And he has this great line here. We don't have the right to lecture you in America, he said. The same goes the other way. Do we have any friends left? Is there anyone America hasn't pissed off except for this guy? Do we have any friends left? Any real friends? Anyway, here's something to watch if you so desire. Me being really a World War II historian, and also the period between World War I and World War II, the Bloodlands, as they call it, which were the Ukraine. If you're interested, this is on streaming on Amazon. It's kind of hard to find. If you find it somewhere else, like on a video streaming service where it's kind of been cribbed, let me know. I'd love to share it out. Ukraine on Fire, Oliver Stone documentary, Ukraine War. This is actually gets into the 2014 stuff that was going on. And if you care to know some of the deep reasons for why this is happening, this is a great place to start. And this is only 1/10 of it. This is only recent history, but it's definitely valid. I would so suggest this. Rent it, buy it, whatever. Do yourself a favor. There's a lot of extreme wisdom and knowledge in this. And I don't believe a person can have an opinion on the Ukrainian situation and also how that affects the market, truly, unless you've watched this or at least already knew this. So it's well done. Check it out. We'll be doing a Q&A later about it. Okay. There's going to be a test. Now I'm refreshing this. This is Coin 360 looking at the last hour. Basically, the market is red, except for some reason, Waves is kind of kicking ass. I noticed, so we'll look at that. But in general, a bit of a red day in the market. It was looking kind of hopeful earlier today, but it kind of turned around. So Bitcoin right now coming in at 37,430. Is anybody in the green today? Mostly a red market, except for Waves, up 18% last 24 hours. I don't know why. We'll take a look at it. Bitcoin trading volume last 24 hours coming in at 4. Let's refresh this to get the latest number here. Coming in at, come back, Bitcoin trading volume. Yeah, there it is, 4.152. So 4.2, if I want to round it up, 4.2 billion last 24 hours. Definitely Binance making a big showing in that volume. Coinbase, not over a billion, coming in at 789 million. So 4.2 billion last 24 hours for volume. That's really not bad. If we're above 3 billion, awesome. If you're into the fours, good. We actually do have, even though Bitcoin is dumping, some pretty good retail trading volume. Looking at cryptometer.io, the total volume is 5.2 billion. A bit of a difference, but similar between these two usually is the truth. I tend to lend towards Bitcoin trade volume, 4.2 billion. And then you have cryptometer.io as it refreshes here, 5.2 billion. Nope, now it says 4.7 billion. Okay, so they're not too far off. 4.2 versus 4.7. That's pretty close. I like it. We are basically up 8.6% last 24 hours in trading volume. Market buy orders are up 3.67%, and market sell orders are down 15.23%. I do believe that is how it is the case looking at this. So there you go. All right. Good trading volume. Now let's look at, I'm missing some things here. I'm missing, where is it? Bitcoin Daily View. We want to look at this. Bonk. Spot trading. Okay, here's the thing to note. Spot trading on the big exchanges here. If you notice, it's up, like on Binance, it's up 58%, Coinbase up 78%, Kraken 115%, FTX 91%. So all the big exchanges are having a real, Bitstamp 151%. So we have a lot of increasing volume last 24 hours. It's in the green. I like seeing that. Binance at 14.6 billion. That's not that much, pretty low volume. But then again, the thing is, Coinbase is really showing up for business. When it's over 3 billion, it's usually a very good day. It's at 2.6 billion right now, up 78% last 24 hours. So this is good. We actually have pretty good volume in the market today. I used to, base it all off Binance, but lately Binance has just not been what's making it happen. It's usually all the exchanges, more of a spread across all of them. I like seeing that. So good. Spot trading, I'm going to start weighting crypto.com exchange and Coinbase a little bit more. Right now, today, pretty good trading volume for spot. For derivatives, I still kind of get my measurement mostly off of Binance here. It's 57 billion, up 59% last 24 hours. 57 billion is not bad. If you're above 50, good day. 60, very good day. 70, above 75 billion, super good day. So really, we're not doing that bad. Okay, good day for derivatives. I like what I'm seeing. Spot trading, looking good. Spread across the exchanges, definitely rocketing up from the weekend laziness. All right. Let's rock through this. Longs versus shorts on Binance. I still kind of measure it there. Longs versus shorts on Binance for Bitcoin, 67% long, 32% short. Longs and shorts for Ethereum on Binance, 66% long, 33% short. Definitely a long bias on Binance for Bitcoin and Ethereum. Looking at gold and silver, gold up top here, definitely having a Lambo green candle today, coming in at 1,993. I can dig that. Silver, indecisive, red doji, big tail on either direction. Can't figure out what it wants to do. It ain't really going anywhere today. Silver, sideways. All right, US, here you go. US dollar versus a ruble, as you can see, doing pretty darn good. Then, of course, Russian ruble versus the dollar, as you can see, doing pretty badly. I'm just watching these. They're kind of inverse to each other, inverse, opposite, whatever. I'm watching. I just like seeing these together. And then here you go. This is U.S. oil, basically. It's still running up, looking good. Well, looking good depends on how you look at it, but right now it's coming in at $119. I like looking at all these too. Somehow I think in the coming days, weeks, we're going to see interesting relationships between these. Basically, uh, uh, US dollar versus the ruble, ruble versus US dollar in the middle, and then crude oil. Let's watch how these have a relationship. The holy trinity of oil, of evil. Anyway, I finally figured out, and I'm still working on this. I'm going to share the experience as I go along. Over at cmegroup.com, you can actually buy some rubles with USD. You can do futures or options. I think I'll probably do some options. I'm just working on figuring out exactly how to do this. It's new to me. I just think it's funny. I've always wanted to do it. I just find it interesting. This would be real, Forex trading with futures and options and such. I know this is the Bitcoin daily view, but sorry, I just find it interesting to figure out how to buy some rubles with USD. And well, there you go. I'm going to do that just because I have a feeling if we watch this, you're going to start seeing the US dollar kind of go sideways and eventually kind of lose some of its momentum. And you're going to see the ruble just start to skyrocket once these things get worked out. It's a small position, basically just to have some fun, but I think it's going to happen. Anyway, with that said, like I say, crude oil, boom, 119. It actually hit, I believe some people said it actually hit 130 in futures. I believe that it did, but right now it's 119. So that's just friggin' crazy. Let's see how that continues. And interesting article just got passed over to me from Zero Hedge. White House says U.S. needs to be prepared for a long, difficult road ahead. So I guess basically the White House is saying the same as Mr. Takai here, that we should just basically realize that it is our patriotic duty to suffer. whatever. We'll see how it works out. Anyway, looking at the SPX here in the top left corner, definitely dumping today. It broke below the 314 moving average. SPX, the S&P 500, sucking ass. Officially, that's a technical term today. All right, Russell 2000 index, little guys, broke below all important moving averages, and it's dumping today. Also, Dow Jones Industrial Average, just as you can see, dismal today, below all important moving averages on the daily chart. Oh my gosh, this is really, really an awful day for the market. So Bitcoin's not doing that bad compared to, well, the traditional market. And I think the low volume over the weekend was because people had a feeling this was going to happen, and they really wanted to get hold their cards close to their chest, maybe definitely be hedged out of crypto, of Bitcoin, because Monday, worst case, the market pumps, you lose some money, you get back in. If you're hedged out, well, you definitely could be, when this begins to bounce, might not even be today. The traditional markets, maybe they don't even begin to bounce until later this week or month or God knows what. But anyway, Bitcoin tends to be affected, especially I noticed by the S&P 500. You can put their charts next to each other, like over under, and you'll notice that they pretty much look almost the same most of the time. All right, US dollar here in the bottom right-hand corner, pumping like crazy. And what does that mean? It means these guys are happy. All right, so anyway, Bitcoin versus gold. How many gold coins does it take to buy a Bitcoin right now? 18.85. All right, looking at this chart here, this is Bitcoin on the daily. All right, so you got this starts way back on 19th of July when I made this fib retracement. So you go up here to the high we had, and now you can see we've given a lot back. We're kind of right now flirting with that 786 fib level. It's a logical place to bounce. Let's see if we do. One big warning, watch out. We have crossed to a negative MACD. That definitely creates a lot of downwards pressure. So we're gonna have to watch for this this tangent to move up. I'm going to kind of basically be out of the market, and I'm going to be just doing other things until I see this daily tangent turn up. And how do you know when that daily tangent is getting ready to turn up? Watch the 2-hour MACD. Right now, as you can see, it is actually, did it even flip negative? It's not cool. Well, it did earlier. Okay. Um, but it's indecisive. We have a lot of fluctuation here. So anyway, right now it looks like anyway, sorry guys, a lot of turbulence here on this thing. So I'm just distracted because it just got super windy outside, and I'm like, it just sounds kind of biblical out there. Living in the desert, you learn about wind and monsoons and flash floods and all that, and attack pigeons. So anyway, to our MACD is, I just never quite seen it. I never had a biblical moment during the show except once before with weird weather. But other than that, it just looks weird. Sorry, I know it's not really good TA. It just looks weird. I've never quite seen it in this kind of a unique pattern. So anyway, the 2-hour MACD crossing, it crossed positive for, it dumped, crossed positive for a while, and now this would have been early this morning, very early. Then, of course, Bitcoin turned around. The thing is, it has not quite really crossed negative yet. So interesting, this tangent could definitely turn up, and the histogram could start, widening in the right direction. So 2-hour is a very interesting chart for the MACD. I'm going to keep an eye on that. Let's go back to the daily. Sorry, I was distracted there. It looked weird, and there was weird sounds outside. Bitcoin on the daily, as you can see what's going on here. Let's see if we can hold that 786 fib line. Yeah, as you can see, we have gotten below it before. We have wicked below it before, closed a few bodies below it, but still, it seems to be a pretty valid zone to hold. So I think I'm feeling pretty good about that. I think we're kind of one way or the other, near bottom. Okay, let's look at a 45-minute chart. So right here, you can see this is the 618 fib level, which has definitely been a place that you can kind of see where if we get above, we really can make a nice run. When we break above, a nice run is very possible. When you get below, well, of course, you're kind of dumping. So we've been trying to, get above it. And while we have not yet, definitely gotten some perky tries, we have not quite been able to get above that 618 golden pocket. So if we go over here to the 4-hour chart, this is the same chart basically, but 4-hour, and you're going to see a little bit more of the fluctuations here in the patterns. Do note that on the daily, we're still below the 2 moving average. We're below the 50 moving average, the 20 WMA. We're below all really important moving averages. On the 4-hour chart, we are the same. We're below all the important moving averages, and as you can see, same chart, basically same fib retracement, same 618 golden pocket there, just a 4-hour chart instead, just to show you more movement. So whichever one looks kind of more clear, whichever one tells you the story. There you go, there it is. And also here in the 4-hour chart, I do have all the indicators, and if we do look, you can see the ADX is beginning to trend back up. The directional index is beginning to close positive a little bit. Squeeze indicator definitely showing we're moving back up. KRI, if it will open for me. Sorry, it's not looking too good there. Everything's a little bit too tight here. One second, we open this up a little bit here in the 4-hour chart. So 4-hour chart, looks like the directional index is beginning to turn positive, working on it. I mean, it's not green yet, but it's moving in a positive direction. ADX is leveling out, starting to move up. Squeeze indicators beginning to show some upwards momentum. Binary SMU candles, indifferent. KRI, it has a sudden upwards tangent here on the 4-hour chart. That's nice to see. Stochastic RSI shows that we are selling off right now still, but we're in the middle. Good enough. You could definitely turn up there. I do like the wave channel oscillator by Lazy Bear. Definitely shows still negative, but we're definitely at the bottom. We're definitely getting the point of being oversold. So 4-hour chart, and we have a green candle forming right now. Definitely could be a break above that 786 fib line, coming in at 37,770 and 53 cents as I've drawn it here. So let's see what happens if we can get to 38,000. Definitely we're above that 786. Also note here on the 4-hour chart, which is a pretty powerful grounding, a pretty powerful grip for Bitcoin to help see what it's doing. We're at the bottom of the RSI cave, and the RSI cave indicators over at bitcoindailybit.com. You can go there and find it. It's on TradingView, of course. The one that I use, I have linked to. There's a few of them. There's even actually an RSI cave. Sorry. There's actually one that I've linked over at Bitcoin Daily View. If not, I'll put it there. It's actually a Bollinger Bands with the Fibonacci increments in it. badass. I'll have to find that and show it to you guys. So anyway, but we're at the bottom of the RSI cave, but not the complete bottom, at the bottom of a fib level. Looks like we're finding some traction. Indicators are not in free fall here in the 2-hour chart. I like it. So this definitely looks to me like a possible bounce point. Looks like maybe we're getting some traction. Of course, traditional markets dumping, going pure potty. Well, there you go. And also there's some negative vibes around crypto right now because gold is doing well. Okay, boomer, whatever. I don't know why anybody would give a shit. So anyway, looking at the 4-hour chart, looking at the 45-minute chart once again, here's the same fib retracement. You can see here's the 786. Looks like we're getting a green candle here on the 45-minute chart. There's a 618 golden pocket up there. Looking at the shorter time frame, this is kind of nice. I like this. The stochastic RSI is showing very, 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 very bottomed out, tangenting up. Wave trend oscillator by Lazy Bear, not quite turning up yet, but it's in the sweet spot. The SMU binary candle still red. KRI, like I said, tangenting up like a madman. We're getting a little bit of push from the squeeze indicator. It's in the red again, but let's see what else we got. Directional index is still showing kind of a negative trend, but maybe the beginning of a positive one. Let's see if we can get this ADX to trend back up, to tangent back up while this is at least going sideways. Also on the 45-minute chart with the bottom of the RSI cave, we wick to it and bounce. So in general, what does this all mean? I don't know. But what I can tell you is it looks to me like the velocity of today's bounce is beginning to lessen. So that's a good thing. Not many alts to report on really, but Waves has been doing insane. And once again, here's part of the methodology that I do follow. And I kind of have a methodology which is based on these two characters here. Where are they at here? Dun, dun, dun. They're both here. Oh crap, I got to put them back. They're not here. I will put them back there. The Telegram group is right here, by the way, if you want to join. They're in the show description. Sorry, I had a brain moment there. In the show description, blockchain education and trade like a genius. The advantage trade like a genius has is if you trade both crypto and traditional markets, they got stuff for you. Blockchain education specifically focuses impeccably on crypto. Waves versus BTC. As you can see, we have this beautiful two blue diamond merit badges. That's a glorious thing to see. And also you have the 200 moving average crosses right there, which is the pink squares. Then you have this green diamond merit badge, which means all the Madrid ribbons, as they call it, which is over there at bitcoindailyview.com. You can find it there. Madrid ribbons, a bunch of EMAs. Once they all flip green, it means you have upwards momentum. And this thing has just been going crazy. It has stayed above the 200 moving average, and even it hasn't even been close to the bottom of the RSI cave for a while. Right now, it's pushing the top of the RSI cave. These indicators are just pure beautiful. I see by the stochastic RSI, wave trend oscillator by Lazy Bear, the KRI, that we are beginning to lose a little bit of our momentum right here. So I'm going to hold off on getting in on this. Right now, I really like to trade when Bitcoin is above the 200 moving average for at least 12 to 24 hours. In general, I find that ups my wins a lot more. So I might just wait until we get a break. And we definitely could, especially if the world stays peaceful and the S&P 500 turns around a little bit, and so does the Dow Jones. If those can get some traction tomorrow, open with green candles, I think that, bam, we're going to see some serious action rolling. Anyway, guys, hope this wasn't too long. I try to move fast. But as you know, and I always mention, because I do believe it, that Bitcoin is the peaceful revolution. So is crypto in general, but this is bitcoindailyview.com. So for every Bitcoin Satoshi you own, you are part of the peaceful revolution. Every Bitcoin Satoshi is a statement of fact, of knowledge, that there is a science fiction, beautiful future for humanity, and we get there through a peaceful, truly spiritual revolution. And guys like this, you know who this is. Every Bitcoin Satoshi you own is another hemorrhoid in their butt. Take care.